Instagram, Facebook. Let me tell you, the reason I sold my house was because the longer you have a house, the more problems you have. When you first have it, you think you're having so much fun and it's so nice, but what happens? Roof leaks, toilet stops up. Worse, if you're like me, you have a couple of acres, okay, acre and a half of land or so, almost up to 2 acres that I was living on, is when you have problems with utilities because you got to try to find people to come help you. You would think like with the internet, Angie, the phone book, it would be hard, it'd be easy. It's a pain. I remember I had to like dig 6 feet down to expose the pipe for someone to fix the water line that was leaking. I had to go to the root. I had to go like for me, I had like sprinklers. Had to make sure the sprinkler thing was dry. Once the sprinkler thing was dry, the guy who did the work left. I had to go somewhere, so I had to cut on the water, the emergency water supply to the house for the different for the leak for the sewer, and hope it prayed that it worked. Paid them like $500 and $600, and they only stayed for like 20 minutes, and then it was like praying to God that it worked. Ah, my goodness. What else has it? So one thing, a house just gets old. Number two, property taxes. I mean, for my house, I ended up taking a 15% pay cut. I had to do the loan remodifications, and they really didn't want to do the loan remodifications. You had to be perfect with your paperwork, and I was able to do it. But they hit me with so many property taxes. Every time I turned around, supplemental, 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 supplemental. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And I'm see that property taxes, and just number two is just you just are limited in your like what you can do. I mean, because like having a giant rock around your neck, at least with the mobile home with the wheel, like the homeless taught you, you can move around even if you break down, like the person did on Orange Thorpe, not too long, like Third Friday, go around. At least you can move with those. But the house, you're stuck there, man. You got your neighbors. Had my neighbor who had to move away. I always had somebody with some dog. Didn't like the brothers, man. So, and I would not get a house right now. I mean, you have to be like, I have to be making, if I'm making $10 to $15 million, I would get a house. But it would be, I have to have at least 3 or 4 acres of land. My house has to be in the middle. I'd have to have fences put up and everything. And you got to budget like $5,000, $10,000. My mistake was when you have a house, you got to budget for repairs and have many contacts on speed dial. So subscribe. Here, let me know who's trying to buy a house when they keep saying, oh, buying a house, housing inventory. Be happy there's a housing inventory problem, man. I'll talk to you a little bit more about interest rate. What's the difference between buying a house in a higher interest rate and a lower interest rate? But for right now, I just want you to think those 3 things: property taxes, repairs, and you just cannot move. Those are 3 reasons. At the moment, I would recommend not buying a house until we find out what's going to actually happen with this economy, until all the stimulus money runs out. The economy and the businesses start running themselves like more on their own than off of saved up stimulus money. So subscribe. I mean, I've been a property investor. I'm invested in multimillionaire apartments in Miami. I've done duplexes. I've done private houses. So I've done a lot of real estate. So when it comes to real estate, I know a lot. I've seen stuff and I know stuff, and I want to help you. Later.